I'm excited. We're back. Denis just got off stage on an awesome panel. How you feeling?
Thank you, man. I feel great with your support on the backstage. So I knew that I will get back here to the backstage and share my impressions, and that for me, both emotional and professional, is on the same level than talking to people on stage, because I know that you always ask smart questions and demand smart replies. So I'm all yours.
Amazing, amazing. So as you guys know, Denis is a part of Fuelarts here in Miami, and they're working to essentially accelerate the art community and investing in amazing talent. As you've been essentially applying this infrastructure and growing, the asset of art, it's such a valuable asset. Tell us about what your investment theses are.
Yes,
and how do you select those artists?
The investment thesis of Fuelarts, it also changed, it also evolved following the investment thesis of all the VCs, because Fuelarts is just one of the companies which invests into art tech. So the investment thesis has evolved from give us the opportunity, show us the problem, give us the promise, to very specific things, very grounded things. Show us the profit, show us the revenue stream. There are no excuses. We don't want to wait. We want the product right now. So that's why we say that startups should be prepared for the real world, because the art domain is not the indulgency anymore. It's the point of very, very deep due deal, even deeper than with the startups in other categories. So it's a great challenge for the founders of art tech startups. But from the other hand, this grounded approach, it makes them stronger, because they are not starting proposing something that would change the world in 10 years. They're giving the real product, and that helps them to define problems more in a more proper way, and to find solutions in a more proper way. So audience is key, revenue stream is key. If you don't have the revenue stream, show the audience growth, show the engagement, because audience is your asset.
Yeah, traction is everything, folks. You heard it, folks. Now, when you look at, like, say, the market and within your mandates, what categories of verticals in the spectrum are you guys kind of looking at?
That's a good question, because those categories have never been changed since we launched Fuelarts, because we indicated them as the four main chains, four main links of the value chain of art tech, which is production, trade management, and analytics. As we know, during the NFT boom, the market in the trade link was oversaturated. Everyone wants to be a marketplace, but there were quite a few platforms for production NFTs. Management was silent, was empty, and only a few guys were thinking about analytics, like where to buy, when to sell, because when it comes to investment, and we all treat art and NFTs and digital art as an asset class, still and forever. I believe that's not a secret, that the digital art and the digital Web3 came to our life, and it is here to stay. So some people just want to exclude the word Web3 because it's not a fad at the moment, but I can tell them, hey guys, when you talk about the time we're living in, it's not necessary to remind any time that we live in the 21st century. It's obvious. The same with Web3. So just accept it. That's my pillow. So the four categories, they remain the same, because every asset needs to be produced and traded, then in between purchase and sale, maintained, managed, and then analyzed in terms of to pick up the best time for sell, or to buy, or to improve your collection if it comes to art. But what we include, and the thing that we're mostly focusing on it's the Web3 market. It needs to be supported. It needs to be supported. So, and we are here to support.
Don't worry about that. It's not going to fall.
Sure.
Okay.
So, and the thing that we're looking most precisely at inside those 4 links of that value chain is the connection with the audience, is the audience growth. I'll tell you a big secret. No one knows exactly how much does the audience cost. Look at the Facebook capitalization.
Yeah.
They still do not bring that revenue that can cover the investments that had previously been invested in Facebook, but they have the asset, and it's like the gold mine.
Yeah.
So the capitalization of the audience is the goal of the next 10, 20, 50 years.
And so this timeline is actually really interesting. And to your point, like we're going through like the great generational shift of our time, right? The great wealth transfer.
Yes.
Where $100 trillion of wealth is going to essentially a new generation that's looking at technology. They're looking at these different asset classes, to your point, and they're going to be investing differently than their parents. Where do you see, and these assets, you know, so when you look at like holding traditional art, like, you know, your Picassos, and are there already rails that allow for, that you've seen, that allow for, let's say, borrowing from that digital collateral? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Look.
They have this traditional art, right?
Yes. So let's compare digital art to traditional art.
Yeah.
We have the data from the recent Art Basel global report,
Right.
which says that the digital art that has been previously purchased by different generations during the pandemic and during the post-pandemic years, specifically from 2020 to 2024. So older generation kept 84% of those art when the NFT hype started declining. But only 4% of Gen Z and Gen Alpha preserved their NFT assets, which means that easy come, easy go.
Right.
They were, yes. So why did the older generation preserve that? Because it's not, even if they do not acknowledge it as a pure piece of art, they acknowledge it as a stamp of a time stamp. So this is an artifact, because they understand how it relates to the world art history. The younger generation just doesn't know that connection. So we should make the Gen Z and Gen Alpha sit back on the desk and teach them world art history, for them to associate naturally digital art and show them the place where that digital art holds in the world art history. Because people will not buy what they don't know, and they will not love what they don't know. So in order to buy something, they need to love it. In order to love it, they need to know about it. In order to know about it, they need to know the background. The older generation of collectors was educated in specially held schools for art collectors. So we should start from the very beginning. Bit Basel should initiate the school for digital art collectors.
I love it.
To make them be proud of what they are doing.
I love that. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Bit Basel in one word. Like, describe Bit Basel in one word.
The progress. Because they make, I've been following Bit Basel as a spectator, as an audience member. Then I became invited to Bit Basel events as a speaker. Now we are partnering with Bit Basel. So I see the continuous growth of Bit Basel. So the progress is what Bit Basel is to me.
Yeah, amazing. Again, great to see you again.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome home.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Dennis, Fuelarts.